Hi friends. If you click to check out the newest addition to the Charlotte Tilbury face palette family, instant look in a palette, gorgeous glowing beauty for our holiday collection 2019, then please keep on watching. If it's your first time here, hi, my name is Alicia. Thank you so much for coming. And if you are returning, well, thank you for coming again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit as I did in my Natasha Denona video. Could I have changed? Sure. Do I care? Not so much. Sorry. I actually don't own a Charlotte Tilbury face palette, and I was actually quite intrigued when I saw Glam Dr. Mona Khan's video, and then I saw Wayne's video about this palette. I often ignored her face palettes besides the Glowgasm ones, which I love, because I thought the color stories didn't speak to me. They look quite ashy in pictures, so I always skipped them. But for some reason, this one was like, maybe this could be one that I can use. I was hesitant to film this video because I never want to appear insensitive to the fact that brands often do not release shades that will suit all skin tones. But I also know that there are people who are my shade complexion that might be interested in the palette or not. Never feel that when I review a palette that yes, not everyone could wear, that I'm ignorant to the fact that that's wrong. Hopefully Charlotte down the line will release a instant look in a palette that houses shades that are more suitable for skin tones deeper than me. But I thought I will still come on here, and if someone wants to yell at me, go right ahead. I could take it. We'll do some swatches, we'll go over product details, and we'll do a demo. How does that sound? This palette, alongside other items in her Christmas shop collection, as she Christmas gift shop, she calls it on her website. I actually bought this at the Sephora here in Times Square. They had quite a few of her holiday pieces. They had the Eyes to Mesmerize palette with the 4 trios, the Pillow Talk lipstick gift box thing, the face in the palette, the pops of color for Pillow Talk, but she also has another one that's like called Celestial Eyes. I have my eye on that one, I'm not gonna lie. Pillow Talk, you know, it's all like different glitzy shades of pink, but the Celestial one has like that smoky plum shade, and I feel just has a wider spectrum of color. Even if it just has 4 shades, I think that one speaks more to me than the Pillow Talk one, so I am eyeing that. Eyes to Mesmerize, I have the palette from last season, but I don't know, I'm still on the fence about it. So if I end up getting it, I'll probably come on here and do a review on it. Just let me know, okay friends? But then I saw this face palette, and again, I don't have her other face palettes, the instant look in a palette. I do have, again, the Glowgasm in Lovegasm. This houses bronzer, highlighter, cheek pop and swish, and 4 eye shades. This does retail for $75. It is quite expensive, but I had a friends and family discount that Edith was very nice to send to me. Thank you so much, my friend. You are so generous. So I got some dollars off of that, and it would bump down to like 65. All the details on the palette: suggested shelf life of 30 months. This palette is made in Italy. The 3 shadows and 2 blushers are weighing in at 2 grams per pan, and the bronzer and highlight are weighing in 6 grams a pan. So there's actually quite a lot for Charlotte, because she is notorious for not having a lot of product per pan, per dollar, however it's said in her palette. So this is actually a really great buy if you're looking to dabble into some Charlotte products, and this is, I believe, limited edition since it was released for the holidays. And I particularly love this compact. I think it's a lot of fun. It's hard to see, but this, not that it's textured, but it's shiny. It has like an iridescence to it that I feel is really nice for the holidays, and definitely stands out as like a limited edition palette, since it doesn't look like her other instant look in a palette design. Now, like all Charlotte Tilbury products, if you don't know, the brand is very much about making Hollywood actress supermodel makeup accessible for that person who doesn't know how to do makeup. So she tried to translate that in a way for her makeup to be easily followed with a lot of guidance. That's why with a lot of her palettes, you'll see here there's a graph. It has numbers and it kind of instructs you in terms of what to put on first. And it's very simple. If you ever see Charlotte apply her shadows, it's very much like brush, finger, and you're done, because she's all about that glow, that soft look that's not super powwow in your face. And I think that's why a lot of people think Charlotte Tilbury is overpriced, because they don't quite understand what her aesthetic is or what her aim is in terms of how she wants her makeup to be sold, and how she does makeup as well. Like, she's not doing crazy eye looks like you see on a lot of these brand accounts and beauty influencer accounts on Instagram or even YouTube. It's all about that ultra soft, diffuse glow on eyes and face that looks effortless. And she's definitely looking to bring that effortless kind of look in terms of how you apply her makeup. So for this instant look in a palette, all her pans are numbered. You have 1, 2, and 3. You got the brighten, enhance, and smoke. You got number 4 bronze. You got 5 cheek swish and 6 cheek pop. And then you have number 7 highlight. Now for someone like myself, I would already know how to navigate this palette, but I think it's quite clever that she has numbers here to help guide the person that wants that Charlotte Tilbury look and glow, but needs a little help in terms of how and when to apply these products. So let's first go in with the shadow row. First we have the Eye Brighten Enhance shade, or just Eye Bright. The enhanced one is coming in a minute, sorry. Now we have number 2, Eye Enhance. Number 3, Eye Smoke. And this is another reason why I decided to pick up this palette, because I love the mauve tones. I think they just look so beautifully rich on the eyes. And yes, depending on your skin tone, maybe you could look a little sickly, but I like kind of like that sickly eye look. I really love mauve, so I was happy to grab this. Now the bronze shade. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Alicia, come on. It's very light, absolutely. But I actually found that this applies deeper than how it appears in pan. I mean, not that deep, because you clearly see it's very light. This is not exclusively matte. It does have some shimmer in it, but it actually adds a really nice glow to the cheekbones when you apply, and you'll see when we get there. Number 5, we have the Cheek Swish, which is kind of like a satin shade to add nice brightness to the cheeks. And we have number 6, the Cheek Pop. That's actually the color of the blusher. Lastly, we have number 7, the Face Highlight, which is a beautifully soft, just type of glow highlight. So here are the swatches for the face palette. I'll turn down the exposure a little bit so you can maybe see the shades better. And with that said, let's come in a little closer. That's enough. I actually forgot to apply some complexion products. Let's get that done. I did pick up a few of the SHISEIDO concealers because I've been really impressed by their SYNCHRO line. Did want to do a SHISEIDO video, but I was on the fence because when word got out that Drunk Elephant sold to SHISEIDO and the whole cruelty-free conversation started up again, I didn't want to appear insensitive and you hate animals, Alicia, because you got SHISEIDO. So yes, I'm telling you that I bought more SHISEIDO. No, I don't hate the animals, but I really do love this concealer. I don't think it's so much that SHISEIDO tests on animals. I think it's because they're sold in mainland China. I wasn't aware of the cruelty-free status of SHISEIDO, so hopefully I don't make you guys too upset with me. I'm sorry. This is the gel stick concealer in 304. I didn't realize that these were meant to actually be applied under the eyes, but I love the texture on the face. The liquid concealer, I got another shade. This is also, actually this is 303, so it's a little lighter, but this is sometimes what I like to do on light makeup days that I don't want to apply the actual foundation all over. Usually I use my fingers, but for the sake of the demo and just getting through this, I'm gonna use my Wayne 27S synthetic fan brush. I think it just leaves such a lovely finish despite it just being a concealer. It's just really a beautiful texture. I've been impressed across the board with this line. And I also picked up 302 in the stick, which I apply under the eyes. It is an ideal formula for under the eyes. It's very lightweight, blends just so easily. I just use my finger and it melts into the skin. And I feel the shade is ideal for my under eyes to give enough brightness, but not too much. If I want a little more, then I'll pop on the liquid formula in 301, right? Like, just like that. Just a little bit. I didn't pick this up, unfortunately, in their friends and family because I just was not sure about the shade. So that's why I picked these items up at Saks. So I did not save, but I wanted to have the right shade, so I took a hit. If you're wondering about these products and you're around my skin tone, 302 under the eye for the gel stick and 304 for just like lightly covering the face or just evening out any hyperpigmentation or evenness you have on the skin. And then for the liquid, if you want to put this all over, this was actually formulated for 303 medium for the face in this formula. I know this is such a Shiseido video. I'm sorry. I bought these products. I'm using them, friends. They're not cheap, okay? I'm taking their Radiant Loose Powder with Masonoji Inoshige Pro and just lightly setting under the eye. I'm actually bringing the Radiant Loose Powder all over just to lightly set. I really enjoy this texture. I included it in my favorites video because I've just been enjoying these products immensely. I've been using them every day. Look at that skin just from concealer. Please. But I love the bunnies. And for non-intense eye days, which I would consider if I use Charlotte Tilbury, I use the stick in 302 just to prime my eyes lightly, because if I'm not using like Viseart pigments or anything super heavy duty, then just a light concealer will suffice for a light Charlotte eye. But we gotta fix these brows though. They're looking nuts. All right, I know you guys are like, what does that bronzer look like, Alicia? Let's see it. Going on Masonoji Soft Cheek, which by the way is just perfectly suited and designed for this pan look. It just fits right there. Right there. This is what it looks like. Let's tap off and just go in. So there is some color there. It's not a whole lot. Again, I know I'm not the deepest of the deep, but if you were around my skin tone, you were contemplating this palette, but you were unsure based on photographs online if this bronzer will show up, I think it shows up quite beautifully. It's not super intense. It's very soft. And despite the presence of, I don't want to say sparkle, it's definitely not glitter. Maybe it's just crushed pearl in here. It adds beautiful glow to the skin because again, the Charlotte Tilbury aesthetic is not bold and in your face. It's very soft, very glow, very easygoing. I also have my Shiseido gel stick in tan, and sometimes I apply that first, and I'm sure if I apply this on top, it will look a little more saturated, but on its own, not too bad. So that is what the bronzer looks like. What do y'all think? And the skin looks incredibly smooth. I went backwards. This is step number 4, excuse me. So we gotta go back and go with the 1 through 3 for the eyes. A little closer. All right, I'm gonna do it Charlotte Tilbury style. That's it. Number 1 is the bright. I just put the brightening shade right on the center of the lid and press that with my finger. I know it's very strange to go in with the shimmer first, but this is how she does it, friends. This is what she does. I also take that brightening shade on the inner corner, so that is step number 1. Taking my Masonoji Blender Pro, which Charlotte has a similar brush. It's like a tapered crease brush, and she'll use that brush with the enhanced shade, and that you could just pull across the crease, or you can dab it on the outer V first. It's very windshield wiper motion, very easy. Like, don't spend a lot of time on this kind of thing. Also, in terms of longevity, I don't feel her shadows have the best longevity. I do feel that Pat, Natasha, and Viseart shadows last a lot longer. However, if you're looking to bump up the longevity of these shadows, I would go in with one of her mesmerized pots first, apply that on the lid, then go in with the first numbered shade, and it will just help these powders hold up longer throughout the day. I found. Taking that on the lower lash line with the very tip of the brush, same number 2 enhanced shade. And now let's go in with the smoke, which is an actual matte, very creamy to the touch. You don't have to apply it where I did just now. You could actually use a pencil brush to just lightly line the lash line so you can create that smoke. But I love smoke, like actual smoke, so that's why I decided to place it here on my outer V, just because this is typically how I prefer to wear my eyeshadows and apply them. I really enjoy the tone of these shadows. I mean, it went a little overboard, sorry. You can use a smaller brush and you don't actually have to go in haphazardly like I did. But again, this is more of a mauve, so you could look sickly depending on your skin tone, but if you're in and around medium tan like me, you could probably pull this off as like a reasonable looking smoke. That's it, friends. That's the eye. Done. Going in with my soft cheek again. So this is what number 5 looks like by itself. It's a very soft kind of satin type of finish. The color happens in the pop shade, so that's what we'll apply. You could actually combine these two and then go in from there. But this is a really nice pink shade. I definitely applied too much, but you know what? It's fine. It has really nice warmth to the cheeks. It's not too cool of a pink, but not too warm either. It's just like your perfect neutral pink, which is great. And lastly, let's go in with number 7 highlight. Just right here on the cheekbone. Right here on taking my Shiseido Radiant Loose with my Neutrogate Pro and just buffing everything together so we could just bump down the blush a little bit, because I definitely went in with a lot. And in true Tilbury fashion, I'll apply my favorite Hepburn Honey with Iconic Nude Lip Cheat. I put some mascara on because these lashes are looking a little low. So here is the finished look. Again, on the lips, I have her Kissing Lipstick in Hepburn Honey lined with her Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. This is not anything new. These shades aren't anything new. I wanted to buy this because I've never tried her instant look in a palette, face palettes before. The color story intrigued me. I was interested in how this bronzer would show up. That's a very poor reason to buy this palette, as it is expensive, but I figured I had the 20% off, that I wasn't buying it full price, and why not? But I actually really love this palette. I think this is something I can do every day, and I feel it's great for that individual who doesn't like a whole lot of makeup, that they love to have all their powders in one place where you don't have to dip out for face and eyes. It's all there for you. I think you can very much make this work appropriate. I mean, this is very smoky because this is how I like to go, but you could just go in with the brightened shade and maybe just the enhanced shade and just use a little bit of smoke on the outer portions of the eye. Go lighter on the blush if you like. But the powders, I'm very impressed by. These are really great powders. They're soft, they have beautiful glow, they blended beautifully, they look like skin. The tones of them are amazing. Yes, I would love to see Charlotte come out with more face palettes with deeper, richer skin tones for their powders. I know she has her Film Star Bronze and Glow with that deeper bronzer. Let me know down below if you use that shade. What foundation shade are you, for reference, for anyone else wanting to know. I will have all my shade references down below if you are interested in this bronzer and seeing it how it appears. It appears on me for sure, and if I wanted it to look more rich, I'll apply my concealer first and then the bronzer after. Alright, my friends, this is my instant look in a palette face. Let me know down below if you're deciding to pick it up, if you're looking to pick up any of her holiday pieces for this season. She has quite a few, and the only other ones I'm thinking about are the Celestial Quad and the Eyes to Memorize Trio palette. So we'll see how that works out. But until then, friends, that is alright. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, demo, tutorial, get ready with me, or favorites list. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.